Channel 18 is very pleased to bring you today two very special guests, Rose Richards, the musical director at Harwich High School, and Deborah Donovan, the drama director at the Harwich High School. And we're going to let them get right into their programs, and we're going to start with Rose. What is the musical program for the fall season?
The first concert that we actually have at Harwich High School is the winter concert. And that's a little on the earlier side this year, December 8th, which is a Thursday night. So we're preparing for that. The other thing that we're spending a lot of time doing right now is preparing for auditions for the All Cape and Islands Music Festival, Southeastern District, Massachusetts Festival as well. Same piece. Same group of kids, and that's an event that will qualify them for all state if they score high enough. So that's kind of the thrust of my program at the moment. I did just have a student, one of my tenors, Dominic Locantori, got accepted to an Eastern Division Honors Choir that'll happen in February in Providence. And it's a Latino repertoire choir that he'll be singing in, which is very, very exciting.
Now, what is the program? Any details you can tell us about the December 8th program?
Healthy mixture of sacred and secular music, and it involves the select choir, the women's choir, my full chorus, concert band, and jazz band.
Wow.
Yes, I'm a one-woman show there, and that's all of mine.
So, okay. Well, we want to turn to Deborah for a minute, but there's certainly a lot to come back to here. Deborah, how's the drama department working towards the fall program?
Okay, well, our fall show is Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, and we are underway. Rehearsals are going on. And the art classes are involved in costuming and designing the set and painting the set right now. So it's very busy over there from early morning until like 8 o'clock at night between rehearsals and getting costumes and sets built and made for the show. And the kids are rehearsing every evening. And that show is coming up in November. We're opening on Thursday night, the 17th. Which is earlier this year. Usually we only do 2 shows, but their kids decided to do the 3rd show. So we're going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 7:30 is the show. And we do this show as a fundraiser. Part of the proceeds go to the family pantry every year. The kids voted on that several years ago, and it's become a tradition. So it goes out right after the show.
Well, that's very generous, and that's a very good project.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you suggest plays to them and maybe list 2 or 3 and let them pick, or do you decide based on your talent what would be the best?
It's kind of a combination. Sometimes I get suggestions from the English department. They've helped us out suggesting plays. This year, Dave Bretsky, who is our engineering teacher, is actually directing the show. He is an actor himself, and he brought a bunch of shows to the table, and we looked at them all together and decided on this one. Usually we decide during the summer.
Good. Do you have a nice feed-in group through the Harwich Junior Theater?
From the middle school mostly. Kids, some of them are involved in the junior theater, some of them are involved in Harwich Middle School, and when they come to the high school, tend to get involved in the drama program we have. And we do the fall show and the musical. 2 shows, big shows a year.
Now, do you have a good cadre of students to select from? I mean, is there competition for the various parts?
We do. We usually have about 30 kids that try to audition for the fall show. And straight shows, the drama shows that we do in the fall, usually have a cast of about 10 or 12. So a lot of them end up helping out doing stage crew or smaller parts. We add parts in for some of them. This show that we're doing this year, we've added extra townspeople and things, so more people had parts. The musical, we really can cast, and we take everybody because of the chorus. People can be in the choruses.
Now we're going to go back to Rose here. Your student group, the choirs, you mentioned that it sounded like you have 2 or 3 different parts of your choir.
Yes.
That they're involved in various.
Yes,
various things.
there's a mixed choir that's also my select choir, and then I have 2 classes of women only. So they do separate literature, a women's choir, and the mixed choir does separate literature, and then they join forces together for a couple pieces together. So the women get the experience of singing with men and singing 4-part or 6-part literature. And then the concert band. I have them. There's 37 kids this year in my concert band, which is very exciting. And then there's a small group of that ensemble that comes after school for jazz band once a week to meet for jazz band.
Now, concert band, that's violins and trumpets and sax and
Well,
clarinets?
no, mine is a mutant concert band that I have 3 electric guitars, an electric bass, keyboard, seated right next to like the trombone. I do have string players in there as well. I have 6 violins this year, and I added 2 cellos this year for the first time.
Okay, now
So.
it sounds like you don't have any trouble getting those talents too.
Yes, I have an awesome, the band program through the middle school is just awesome. And last year was a banner year because last year I only graduated 3 seniors and I got 15 freshmen this year.
Wow.
In the band, which was it was an unusual year and an exciting year to bulk it up, which means for our alumni show that we do, the band will be gigantic.
And what sort of, because the music is changing, and many of the younger people have a lot different idea of what
No,
music
we
you
do
know?
with the concert band. We do. I do a very wide variety of traditional concert band literature, traditional jazz band literature, and then newer stuff that's out there. There are people who do arrangements. Last year we did an arrangement of Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix, but that was actually arranged for a string orchestra, and I took it and arranged it further.
So you do your own arrangements?
I have to with the odd instrumentation that I have.
I mean, that's a talent in itself, I believe.
It takes a lot of time, but I enjoy it. That was always my favorite. That was my favorite class when I did my undergraduate was doing arranging.
Now, you've been at Harwich High School for a few years?
This is my 11th year
Your
there.
11th year. And you have a great reputation. Deborah, you've been here a while?
I've been in Harwich for 20 years. I've taught at all 3 schools, and this is my 9th year at the high school.
9th year at the high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so you get to know the students very well, and they already
Yeah.
know you, both of you, very well.
Yeah.
They look forward to it, I imagine. It sounds like each of you have a very large population.
We do.
We
the
do.
Arts
The
department.
arts, we have a lot of we probably have about half of the school involved in the arts in some way.
Wow,
Either
that's
through
terrific.
classes or being involved in the theater productions, her jazz band. The kids also do the pit band. We have a student pit band for our musical. So we work really well. The other art teacher, Leanne Byron, and Rose and I work very collaboratively on everything we do. Like right now, Leanne's classes are doing the costumes for the show, and my theater class is doing the set design for the show. So we do a lot of joint projects and things like that. The Pops concert, we usually do art and music. The alumni show is for art and music, both.
The Pops concert now, does that follow up on the Boston Pops method?
Just lighter selections.
Lighter selection.
Last year we did Great Divas of Rock, and the art teachers did women artists in conjunction with the Great Divas of Rock concert. So it was a kind of cross-curricular within the arts department.
Now, you mentioned that you had 2 groups, special groups of women singers. Now, are these young women who, anyone thinking of opera, or just more popular music, or?
A little bit of everything
little
all
bit.
together, and some of these ladies will be in the musical as well. So it's the way, scheduling wise, because we're a relatively small school too. That's the way it's kind of shaken down, and to keep things fresh, different from when I first got here. So, but we're already too starting to think our alumni show is a pretty big deal that we do, and we
Sounds it.
bring alumni come back, and we resuscitate some pieces from previous years. The alumni all come back and perform first, and then the current students get up on the stage and join forces with the alumni, and we do a couple of numbers there. And it starts an hour before, and we do an art exhibit in the main lobby there of alumni artwork.
Now, when is this? Or do you have a date for this?
Friday, January 6th. It's like right when we come
right
back.
Up. Wow.
Yeah.
January. And all of these take place at the high school.
Yes.
They do.
All right. And
Yes.
what, 7:30, 8 o'clock usually?
7 o'clock is
7
going to be,
o'clock,
because it
that's
winds
good.
up being a pretty long concert.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so the art reception's at
No.
6 for that one.
Okay.
The only event that we take off campus, we started a senior arts night that happens in the spring, very late May. And that we take over into Harwich Port Pilgrim Congregational Church. Allows us to go over and do a recital of senior musicians there. And then
Bill Lutz opens his gallery for the artists, and all the senior artists hang in his gallery for a week.
And who is that?
Bill Lutz.
Bill Lutz. Okay.
He-
Now, you mentioned classes. Is this the traditional classroom that, chairs and blackboard and teachers'
Oh,
desks?
no, not in the art
traditional
wing.
in our wing.
No, not in the art wing. We have great big workspaces and tables, and we have traditional art classes in that we have studio class, the different levels of studio class, but we also have fashion design and graphic design, and we have photography. We have a theater arts class, which is designing for the theater. So
Now, you must have somebody who guides people in what they're doing, or do you? Or are these young men and women as talented that they don't need any guidance?
No,
Oh,
we're
no.
there's two. We're both certified art teachers. Both Ms. Byron and I are certified art teachers. That's what we do, and we teach art education.
Art education. And now, in music, do you give your students the backgrounds in class, room kind of background of what it is you're doing and why it is?
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's technique and it's literature, and I just tend to hit in all directions. I think probably music-wise, my biggest passion is multicultural music, but I enjoy doing everything, and as an arts educator, you want to make sure that they're getting some traditional literature, and regardless of the art, traditional literature as well as untraditional too.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the art classes, we do art history, and we do actual production of art, making of art, both.
That sounds like a very complete program, and I think the students are very well served by both of you. And I think the results show you have sold-out performances pretty much every year.
We do very well.
You do very well. Well, we wish you well again this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything you would like to add before we...
Come see our shows. Come
And
join
just keep
us.
supporting
and
the
keep
arts.
supporting the arts.
Supporting the arts?
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate
really
your
important.
visiting with us.
Oh,
today.
thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It's nice to hear the arts program and to get into a little more detail about it. And as we were talking about before, not only will some of the Harwich residents who watch Channel 18 on their Comcast be able to learn about this, but we do go on YouTube, and so those who don't have it can find a way on to
Great.
find out
Excellent.
what's going
Great.
on. So
Thank
we
you.
hope that all that helps you,
Thank you.
adds
Thank
to
you.
your
Appreciate your time.
your success. And once again, thank you, Rose and Deborah, for joining us today, and certainly a little education for all of us.
Good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.